Good evening and welcome to Feel Good Talk, Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brinkley, along with the host of Love 101, my man Naeem Najib. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm excellent. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. I forgot this is the first show of 2022, so I'm kind of excited about that. And how you been doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I
Good.
finished the book. I'll talk about that a little later, but had some time to drop another baby out here. So that's book
Wow,
number
wow.
14 and counting.
14,
And it's
right?
also available in hardcover for the first time ever. So
Hardcover. Okay, awesome. All right, so what we gonna do before we get into all that? We're actually gonna take a break, take a commercial break, that is, and we're gonna be right back with Naeem Najib and Feel Good Talk Love 101.
yes indeed.
And that is the A game, great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. And if you need your free sample, give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A game. It's a great product. Hey, listen, I can't keep it on the shelves. Great for men. It's for men only, women. And again, hopefully we'll get something out there in the future for women. So I'm gonna pass it
There's
right on over to
only
you, Naeem.
a few samples left, right?
Oh yeah, just
Don't
a few
forget
samples left. Three. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that part.
that.
So I'm gonna hand it
Yeah.
over to you. Let you do your thing, Naeem.
Well, thank you very much.
Mhm.
And I want to share something. Let me see if my screen share will work here.
Okay.
All right, I'm pulling it up now. All right, having a little call for love. Oh, there it is. All right, boom. All right, so here at Love 101, let's start from the beginning. I'm Naeem Najib. A lot of people ask me, it's like, oh, are you a relationship expert, and where do you get your expertise from? Like, where you go to school, you do psychology, sociology,
Mhm.
all that. Like, no, actually, no. I
Mhm.
never said I was an expert on love or relationships, but like everybody else, I am an expert on dysfunctional relationships and on toxic relationships. And I have a very simple philosophy. It's just if you know what not to do, then just don't do that anymore.
Right.
It's simple. It's kind of like, if you know that consuming this kind of foods and whatnot is hurting you, don't do that.
Right.
If it's making you unhealthy to eat, let's just say processed foods, sugar, salt, and all that, then stop.
Mhm.
Just stop. It's kind of that simple. And that goes for relationships too. All I am here to help inspire is critical thinking. Because I know that the tools for success, for greatness, for healthy relationships, for healthy life is it abides in everyone. It exists inside of everyone already. It's not something you need to learn anew. It's more so something you need to recognize
Mhm.
just by thinking a little bit. And it's more so an unlearning process. So if all your life you've been taught that, hey, relationships are about, arguing. You got to argue and fight back and forth in order to get
Right.
to a agreement about something after whoever's worn the other one down the most. Then that's what you believe a relationship is about. But I'm just here to ask, is arguing about conflict, or is arguing about resolution? Is arguing about both sides being having equal voice and equal right to express and believe and feel what they want, or is it about one trying to dominate another? And when you have that, is it possible to have resolution when one side has to be right? Is it possible that both sides can be right? Is it possible that there aren't two sides, but there's one side, and that what you're arguing about is a misperception, is a miscommunication? Is it possible to see it a different way? I'm just asking questions because we have this pandemic of being so tied up in how we feel about things that we don't listen to reason or logic because of our feelings. Our feelings get to have the biggest microphone in the room, and that is hurtful to any relationship.
Yeah.
Imagine if a parent was entrusted with a baby and they said, all right, all you need to do to take care of this baby is whatever you feel like. All right. So now it's like, all right, well, okay, cool. The baby's hungry. I feed the baby. I put the baby to sleep. I go to sleep. Then the baby starts crying in the middle of the night. I'm used to sleeping through the whole night. I don't want to get up out of my bed. It's too comfortable. I'm tired. But no, I don't feel like getting up. I'm gonna let the child just sit there and go through whatever they're going through. They wouldn't call you a good parent, would they? If you just doing what you feel like doing.
Right, right.
Because maybe what the baby needs, and if you're taking care of them, does not align with how you feel in that moment. But we think, it's like this is a no-brainer. It's like, okay, somebody needs something, it's a baby, they need something, then I'm not going to let how I feel get in the way of doing that. Then why do we let how we feel get in the way of being decent to another adult human being? Why do we get so selfish? And it always becomes about us and how we feel. It's really pandemic. Anyway, let's go to some comments and then come back. I'll share my screen and we can go and open some things.
We got my man William Bird. What's going on, brother? He says, "Good evening and happy New Year, fellas." Hey, same to you, brother. He also says, "I got a black belt in toxic relationships, also, but that inspired me to get a black belt in successful marriage." Awesome. I like that. I like that. Tyrone Rick says, "Ten of Life is tuned in." What's going on, Ty? Thanks for tuning in. And he also says, "What up, brother Charles Brigley and the Love Doctor? What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in." And he says, "This show is epic." Thank you, brother. We appreciate you and appreciate the love. And we got to hook up too, brother. Give me a holler, because we'll talk.
Thank you. And tell me what is so epic about the show? Like, what makes the show epic? And we want to hear from everyone out here as well, those listening in live. What would you like to talk about? What are your questions, comments, insights? What are you committed to this new year if you're about that sort of thing, making new commitment resolutions and such? How are you reshaping your life, your relationship with yourself? Here at Love 101, we got all kind of relationship resources and manuals. You can go to healingtoxicrelationships.com. We got manuals and guides for cohabitation with other humans, for marriage with humans, for sexual communication with humans. Got communication with humans, trust, try to trust humans. We got relationships about human dynamics, the one I just put out. We got relationships. We got books about cults. Very interesting, because I guarantee you every single one of us has been in a cult or is still in some kind of cult right now. And it's okay. You just got to know what cults are, how they operate, and that cult can be as small as two people. Got books about healing toxic relationships with humans. And I keep saying humans because it's so funny that us humans, we study everything except humans. And I need everyone to know, or I'd like everyone to know, that what you've been taught about humans is a lie. Just so you know, that what you've been taught about the idea that this whole thing about like morals and ethics and following rules and fairness and equality and all that's not true. That's not how humans operate. And you can just see as you look through history. History is kind of, they say history is written in advance. Like if you look back and you just place the general what's going on at that period of history onto right now, you'll see that same thing going on. Relationships, governments, injustices, oppressions, dictators, tyrants, all that stuff. It just repeats, the cycle that repeats. And
Right.
nations are just a big expression of human relationships. Why does what Russia, and what Russia does over there with the Ukraine affect us and affect Europe? Why does the Straits of Hormuz, how does that affect the prices of oil? How does all these relationships? Because every relationship, everything you do with others affects everyone. So what
Mm.
you think what your neighbors are doing over, in the privacy of their home doesn't affect you? Yeah,
Mhm.
well, if they're smoking and they fall asleep and that cigarette hits the pile of newspapers sitting next to them and then the house burns down, that affects your house, your property, your the
Mhm.
the amount that your property is worth afterwards, etc.
Mhm.
Everything affects everything. And I know we have some comments talking
Yes,
about
we do.
humans over here.
Yes, indeed. And we're gonna get right into it.
Okay.
And Tyrone Ricks, he's answering your question, giving the people education on the word love. Yes, indeed. He said that's epic. Fatima West says, "What's going on, lady?"
Thank you.
She says, "Dang on humans," and she says repeatedly. And Tyrone also says, "Breaking down the blueprint on relationships and also self love." He said that's truly epic. So, thanks for that. Thanks for everybody. And she also says, Fatima says, "We are all interconnected." There you go. So, are you still there, Naeem? Thought you were breaking up on me.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, cool.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I look like I was freezing a little bit,
Yeah,
but I'm
might be.
here. Can you hear me?
Yes. And I also want to ask everyone out there,
Okay.
what
All right.
is
I'm
your New
recording that
Year's
stuff.
love
All
resolution? There you go. New Year's love resolution. Let
right.
us
Good
know.
question. Love,
There
really.
you go.
Actually,
So
figure out what love is. How about that? How about we get
there
clear
you
on it?
go. Well, if we find out what their resolution is,
uh,
then we can make it more clear for them. You know what I mean? So
yes. How about
now,
that?
did you want me to share your screen or
I not yet, not yet. I do wanna ask, yeah, that question. What is your love resolution? What is your relationship resolution? What is one thing you will not do anymore?
that's right.
And again, it's easy as a decision.
Yeah.
Sometimes people complain
Hmm.
because, as Fatimula says, "Oh, we love resolution." I like that. Love resolution. See what you did there. You know,
January, I'm cutting them off.
sometimes
January, I'm
people
cutting them off.
complain that things are hard, like for some reason we expect because I made a decision to change. It's
Right.
like I know humans who will be like, man, I'm gonna start going to the gym now. And they say that all strong and like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. And they lay back. And it's like, okay, the alarm went off for going to the gym. It's like, oh man, gotta go to the gym now. No, I think you do it tomorrow. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, saying it and doing it are two different things. How about this?
Yep.
How about you do it and then say what you've done instead of
Right.
constantly saying what you're gonna do and working yourself up. Just do it. You
Hmm.
know, it's
Hmm.
sorry. You're gonna either reap the benefits of discipline now in the pain
Hmm.
that it takes to be disciplined, or you're going to suffer the effects of not being disciplined ongoing for the rest of your life, right?
Hmm.
And whenever you do something you don't want to do, that's being disciplined. Doing what you like to do is not being disciplined. And since I'm talking about relationships mostly here, one of the things that is very difficult for humans is the idea that we can be, emotionally triggered and not respond out of that trigger in that fear. So say you got worked out, you feel offended, you feel like you need to tell somebody something or defend yourself or attack. And now instead of doing that, you remember your resolution was, oh, I'm not gonna respond out of anger and aggression anymore. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to engage in contentiousness anymore. I don't have anything to defend. I'm not going to let my ego run the show. That's hard, y'all. It is.
Right,
Especially like when you get tested and when that pressure is on, when you feel triggered. It doesn't say, here's a question for everybody. Would you prefer to be in a situation where you got to fight with side by side with somebody who has never been in a fight, but talks all the stuff about how they're gonna be, I got your back, so. Or the person that been in many, many fights and barely ever lost a fight, and you know that they're a fighter. Like they've been tested, their skills. But this other person, they may have been through training, through sparring, through boot camp or whatever, but they never been in an actual fight. Who would you rather, let's say, walk down that dangerous street with? The one who got 100 hours of training and simulation, or the one who was in 100 fights and actually won? And that's the same thing when it comes to relationships, where you don't know who you are, who someone else is, until you get tested. You don't know what your relationship is and how strong it is until you get tested. All that happy, joy. Everybody's going to the movies, eating popcorn, laughing and smiling, and everything is flowing, and you're excited and happy, and there's no conflict or resolution. There's no resolution because there's no conflict. It's just all coming smoothly. You don't know what's going on yet in that relationship. The relationship has not been tested. It's kind of like sailing in a ship that is still like it got, before they put the ships in the water, like it's just still on the crane before it even hit the water yet. Like it hasn't been tested. It hasn't been tested in the actual water yet. Like, wow, the ship is great. It's like, yeah, when it's sitting there on dry land, but you don't know if it can actually hold if it actually got leaks in it, if it's going to sink. You don't know yet. It hasn't been in a storm yet. It hasn't been tested. You don't know if it's seaworthy. So anyway, what are some of the comments we got?
We got a nice amount of them on here. Yeah, keep up with them. We got we got here. We got for Tim Moore. She says, I wanna resolute in love. Resolute in love. Okay. I like that one. Patricia Sullivan says, what's up, classmate? How you doing? She says, being faithful to yourself is paramount. Yes, it is. We got Fatima. She says, just do it. Don't say it.
Tell us more about that. How do you be to yourself?
Say it again. Say it again, Naeem.
Oh, no, I was saying to Patricia, tell us more about being faithful to yourself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's hear about that, Patricia. Thanks, Pat. Fatimla says, just do it. Don't say it. All this doing it. Bah, got me gigging. Or maybe saying giggling. Maybe she might have put that there. William Bird says, for the past 3 years, I've made a permanent resolution to fast for the first 30 days of the year. This is for the past 3 years, I made a permanent resolution to fast. Okay, we were talking about resolutions, and this is what he's talking about. He's passed for the 3 years, he's fasted for 30 days. That's awesome, man. Fatima also says,
all right,
Alex, I'll take that actual fighter for the win. So she's talking like she's doing that little game show. Alex. We got Rob Dixon says, good evening, family. Happy New Year's, family. Hey, what's up, Rob? Thanks for tuning in, man. We haven't heard from you in a while. Appreciate you. And Patricia says, for example, when you set goals for yourself, follow through. Okay, I like that.
Thank you. All right. And I am going to add this is my screen. So we're talking about the facts of love and fear, getting clear around love and fear, around toxic and healthy relationships. So here you have on the toxic side, relationships based on fear, force, attack, abuse, anger, conflict, confusion, control, trauma, triggers, separation, shame, suspicion. And can you read that other side,
Yes,
Charles?
sir. We have freedom there, appreciation, communication, clarity. I need that screen roll name. Uh, Care, compassion, trust, truth, sincerity, surety, and security.
You see how I put the care in there? Remember we talked about that last time?
Yeah, yep, you sure did. Was that the one I put in there,
Yeah.
or did you take? Okay, I need
Yeah.
10% of
Yeah,
that.
you I, yeah, I had to throw that in there. Care
There you go.
in the love side. So
Cool, cool.
yeah, this is from the new book, which is uh entitled, take this down,
Mhm.
Polyamory and Human Dynamics 101.
Wow.
So
Mm,
it's talking, the title is a little misleading because it speaks more about human relationships and human dynamics, human history, human
mhm,
nature. Um, and since there's a lot of stuff going around about polyamory, non-monogamy, open relationships, and all that in the mainstream these days, and they're bringing it up like it's something new, then
mhm,
I wanted to write something about it, put something down for the record, just to say that it's not special, you know, it's not new.
mhm,
It's kind of like homosexuality, sexuality, period. All sexuality with
mhm,
humans had been around since humans have been around. And you can slap some fancy words on it all you want, but it's gonna
mhm,
be it's here and it's not going anywhere. And
mhm,
we can demonize it, we can make it taboo, we can shame it, we can glorify it, we can do whatever we want, but it's just part of human nature. And we and the book is divided into three main parts. So the first is human nature, then it's human nurture, then it's beyond all of that. So it's talking about your
mhm,
nature as a human being and the history where we come from, then the nurture that we receive in our modern day environments and our modern cities and et cetera, and cultures. And then we talk about how to get beyond that and actually just build and create a life and relationships for yourself that are not limited by what you were taught and what your nature, your biology says. So
mhm.
that's what the book is about. It's a masterpiece. It's great. I am very proud of it, and it's available. So check it out.
That's awesome. Now, this is a hardback, right? This is your first hardback copy that you have.
It's both. So
Both. Okay.
the soft cover will get to you in like 3 days. The hardcover gets you in like 3 weeks. So go ahead and order both because one is
Okay.
definitely good for a weapon. The other one's definitely good to read. Yeah,
Oh, God.
168 pages, something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this your 14th book, Naeem?
14th one published, yes.
Yes.
And
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm yeah. When I get bent out of shape enough about something else, I'll write another book. That's usually where I write books from. When I'm like, why do you humans not understand this? And I'm like,
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, if someone out there wants a book or they want a book on something, would you do that? If they give you a title or yeah, give you a title or something to write about, would you do that?
if they pay me, of course.
Yeah.
You mean if they give me a suggestion or if they
Suggestion,
want me
yeah,
to write
suggestion or
for them? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
Because I
that
know how
is
you
kind of
sit back and you got to think about what you do. But let's just say someone says, "Listen, Naeem, I want a book. Can you write a book on this or give me your
mhm.
perspective on this?" Stuff of that nature.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm receiving suggestions. Also, there's lots more material
Mhm.
that I have that are shorter than actual books that are about, like workshops and seminars like day, something for the day for people, want to learn about stuff like consent or communication, workplace resolution, things like that,
Okay.
cohabitation. I have plenty of materials like that too, that are just small, and like PowerPoints as well. And yes, I would definitely entertain that. And yeah, so definitely send me some suggestions if y'all want to.
So this is a question to everyone out there. If you have any suggestions, why don't you throw some at Nine right now, and maybe we could touch on that. So if you
Yeah,
got a few,
because that's actually how healing toxic relationships came out. Remember Jamila's show? We were talking
right?
about domestic abuse and such, and then that became like, oh, we should have a course about that. It actually is a course book, and it became a course and about healing toxic relationships and healing your recognizing your participation and taking responsibility for being in a toxic relationship and removing yourself or putting up boundaries for yourself about that communication, and more so taking responsibility, because we talk a lot about bullies and stuff, but bully can't bully by themselves. Like if you just keep
Right.
allowing yourself to be bullied, then you are complacent in that, and that is your that's a codependent relationship. You are allowing yourself to be bullied. That is if you can fight back, but you won't fight back. You're
Right.
allowing it to happen, which means you are using this person to bully you. In other words, you're using this person to abuse you. Like, man, they keep taking my credit card and charging it up, and I gotta, pay for it and so and so. It's like, well, you're allowing that to
Right.
happen, and you're using them to financially abuse yourself. If that's what they constantly do, and you don't take measures to prevent it for whatever reason. And not saying anything is good or bad or anybody is shameful or wrong, but
Right.
abuse is abuse. That after a certain point, after a certain number of instances and repetitions, you gotta, it's you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you,
Exactly.
right? If
Exactly.
something, the dog always bites your hand when you try to pet it. You try to pet, oh, look at the dog. Oh, look at the dog. Ah, look at the dog. Ah. Look at at this point, you are biting your own hand just using the dog to do it. All right. The dog clearly lets you know that it's gonna bite your hand, but you said, look at the
But you
puppy.
know what?
Oh.
But you know what, Naeem, I've seen and I've ran into people that they love that. Like they love that type of attention, I guess you call it, or always play the victim all the time. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean? So I
addictive.
see that a lot, man. Yeah.
It's a, we don't realize that abuse and drama and trauma and
Mhm.
guilt and shame is addictive. It becomes addictive, and the
Mm.
behaviors that stem out of it become they feed into that identity. A lot of people use trauma to build an identity. They're like, "Do you know
Right.
what happened to me? I'm gonna tell you all the bad things that happened to me." And then that
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
becomes, the dog bit me 5 times. I'm a dog bite survivor. The dog bit me 4 times, and I was just trying to pet it. And I got to talk about it every day to everybody I know, because I
Right.
survived a
Right.
dog bite, and and that's who I am now. I'm somebody who was bitten by a dog, and I'm still traumatized by that. It's like, well,
Right.
did you learn though? Right?
Right. Right.
Did you learn?
Mhm.
Because, like, to put it bluntly, nobody's as interested in your trauma as you people, especially
Mhm.
if you're not making it into a very interesting Netflix special or something,
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
drama, or if you don't like make a script and get directors and producers and actors to act it out, like nobody really that interested in listening to your drama.
Right. Right.
So might as well make some money from it. But uh,
Mhm.
yeah, people are addicted to that stuff, Charles,
Yeah,
and
man. Straight up.
it's good to recognize that in ourselves. That why do I keep coming back to this? Why I keep ending up in a
Mhm.
relationship where you know I'm, getting walked all over, or I'm
Mhm.
getting verbally abused or attacked and whatnot.
Mhm.
It's because that's what it's feeding your addiction. You're using this person to feed your addiction to self-deprecation or whatever it may be, right?
Mm.
And we don't like to think that that's us. Or me, I wouldn't be addicted to being hurt or whatnot. But I mean, first step right? And a lot of programs out here is to admit that my name is Naeem Najib and I'm addicted to abuse, right?
Yeah, there you go.
and
That's
and
true.
that does not mean that you're powerless in the face of
Hmm.
your addiction. It doesn't mean that you're powerless to change something. Like
Hmm.
someone said about setting goals and sticking to them,
Right, right.
right?
Hmm.
You can set a goal, and you can also have and receive help. Just being on this show right now, listening to it, participating, listening back to it, you are affirming your commitment to healing your mind and thinking differently about things. And every time,
Hmm.
every minute you take to do something like this is a minute that you're not using to feed your addiction to toxicity.
Right.
And that's good. It's just like
Hmm.
choosing the apple over the soda, right?
Hmm.
Or the apple over the candy bar or whatnot. It's a choice every day. And it's not like one day I'm gonna be free of toxic thoughts and feelings and addictions and all that. It's like, no, one day it's just gonna be easier to choose not to go in that direction. And another day it's going to be really hard to not go in that direction. And each
Hmm.
day is still a choice, though. Just
Right,
like
right.
some days it's easier to get out of bed than in others, right? Some days
Hmm.
it's really easy because you got rest, you hydrated, you excited about the day. It's pretty easy to get out of bed. Other days, back is aching, your body just is like, you know, no. It's just like
Hmm.
no all around. Oh, and you just
Yeah.
don't want to face the day. It's too comfortable. The
Hmm.
heat is not the heat turned off in the middle of the night, so it's like cold outside of the blanket, like all kind of stuff. Make it hard to get out the bed, but it's
Hmm.
still a choice. And then
Right,
the,
right.
the choice is how long is it going to take you to get out of the bed? How long is it going to take you to stop abusing yourself with this relationship with this person?
Hmm.
How long? It's going to take you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get out of bed. It's going to take you 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to get. But
Hmm.
I approach people like they're smart. That's the thing. A lot of
Hmm.
people preach at people and talk to them like they stupid, like you have all
Hmm.
the answers. Actually, we all have all the answers. And the answers for your life, you know them better than anyone else. You just might
Right.
need a question to trigger a thought that you may not have thought about before to give you the solution to make a move in a direction that you didn't think, or to inspire you with strength that you didn't know you had to do.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to tell you what to do because you got enough people doing that. And
That's
you
right.
and you listen to yourself more than anybody else, and you tell yourself stuff to do, and you don't even listen to you a lot of the times. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna
Hmm.
go out, work out today. I'm gonna go do it. Then you're like, oh, but look at that 12 pack of donuts, Krispy Kreme. Nope. Right?
And they had them on sale too this week. But anyway, that's another story.
Of course.
We got
But
Izzy meditates. You don't have a face on this one. She says, "Hello, feel good talk family. It's Izzy in case I don't have a face." And she's laughing out loud. I don't know what she did to her account, but she doesn't have a face anymore on there. So the team also says, "Your pretty face is there." It shows on the I guess it shows on Facebook, but it doesn't show on I guess StreamYard. So it doesn't show right here. What's up, Sandra? She says hi. What's going on? Good to see you and your hubby out in the mall the other day. Appreciate you tuning in. We also got Fatima. I'm not Fatima. We have Izzy. She says, hey Fatima West. Oh, thank you. And Fatima says, when I tell a man I'm not interested in a romantic relationship, why do they come and tell me I don't want to give up on you? And I'm like, you should give up on me. My drama is Netflix worthy. Laugh out loud. Well, I guess some people like that challenge. I guess Fatima, how are you telling him? Are you telling him you're not interested, or are you smiling when you saying it? Let us know about that one. Maybe that's why they keep coming back at you. And she says, I am addicted to my own dramatic life stories. That's funny. And Izzy says, thank you for tuning in. They talking to each other now. And anyway,
and
but
in
that's
the in
interesting.
the back, HT Lovejoy here on vacation says Happy New Year's, Charles and
Hey,
Naeem.
Thanks,
Yeah,
HC. We
one.
appreciate you. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year. I keep saying New Year's. Happy New Year to you too. So,
Yeah.
but a good conversation, man. Great conversation. And what we'll do is, I guess it's 35. We'll take a commercial break and we'll just come right back. How about that? Is that cool with you?
Sounds good to
All
me.
right. And this is the A Game. Check it out. Again, that is the A Game. Great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. And if you need your free sample or want a free sample, give me a call at 302 723 2836. Again, 302 723 2836 to get your free sample of the A Game. Nothing for women yet. This is for men only. I heard someone say last week, when are they going to get the B Game out? When is the B Game coming? I don't know. We're working on. That's a good name though, the B Game. We'll see. I'll throw that at the distributor and see what they say. So, hey, great conversation, Naeem. Great conversation. We still looking for some any ideas or suggestions for Naeem as far as writing another book or giving him any ideas on a certain title or whatever you may have out there. So,
How about this? I got some questions.
what's up,
Um,
buddy?
you know, what would you write a book about? And it don't have to be about relationships. What would you write a book about? What have
Hmm.
you written a book about? What are you writing about? Like what just flows naturally? If you were going to, and let's not just say write, but talk about something, like what comes out of you when someone says, tell me about something you're really passionate about. I don't care if it's motorcycles. Like, what is it? And that's the thing you should talk about, even to yourself, right? That's the
Yeah,
thing will that turns you on, like passion, enthusiasm brings life into you. It is
right.
healing,
Mm,
and it's when I write, like I never meant to be a author of 14 books. I
mm,
just find things interesting to think about and talk about. And I used to have pre-pandemic and like even a decade before, like meetings every Friday night with my friends. We would get together and just have drinks and snacks and and just talk about topics and stuff
mm.
and life, relationships, spirituality, all kind of things. We just gather, go to different people's houses and sit and talk. And those conversations a lot of times ended up with relationships and stuff. And so I can't say that my insights are totally 100% for me. Like people ask me my writing process. To me, writing is creating, and there's many ways you can create. A conversation can be creative, and you can create just from listening to someone and having them ask you questions, and it inspire different thoughts in your mind.
Right.
Creating is literally bringing into being something that wasn't here before, even if it was a thought. Like
Hmm.
here's a question that's in the book that I have written, which will help you bring a lot of your relationships into clarity about how much you want to be around this person. And it's simply this: think about someone, anyone you care about, multiple people even, but just pick one person right now. Got them. Now, here's the question: would you still be in relationship with this person if they didn't have a body? What do I mean? I mean, if they were
Wow.
just a consciousness in your head, like you couldn't see them, you couldn't touch them, you couldn't go out to lunch with them, couldn't go to the big fish no more, couldn't couldn't take road trips, couldn't have sex, couldn't hold hands, couldn't talk on the phone, text, nothing that you need a body to do. You could just think of them in your head, like, Charles, and then you could ask questions, and you would
Mm.
hear Charles answer it in your head. You would
Mm.
talk to Charles, Charles would talk back to you in your head. Who would you want living in your head? Who would you not want living?
Wow.
Right? That's a question to really bring some relationships in perspective. And for Timma Love as well, why don't you
Mhm.
ask some of those guys that? Like, would you still want to talk to me if I didn't have a body, right? Like, can I still slide into your DMs though? Can I still
Yeah,
slide? Like, can I
exactly.
slide without a body? I'm a
Right,
spirit
right.
sliding into the DM, right? Right.
We
So
got some comments out there though.
yeah,
So let's see what we got going on here. Let's see one, two. Okay, she says, we got my
you might want
man
to
William
bottom.
Bird. Oh, you start with the bottom. Yeah, I should have. William Bird says the B game. He's laughing out loud. We were talking about the B game earlier. And she also says, I'm just like, you're not my husband, not my man. I'm polite, but matter of fact, I'm not specific. I'm not trying to be insulting. For instance, this one guy drinks and smokes. Smoking is non-negotiable. Heavy drinking means you have tons of alcoholic beverages in your fridge regularly.
Mhm.
What did you? Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
She also says, I wrote about how to get over a broken heart. I'm an expert. They say anything that you've done more than 10 years, right? That's a question for you, Naeem.
Hmm. Well, it in terms of being an expert, it comes down to results, right? You
Right.
could have been doing something for 10 years, and I just say fixing cars. You've been fixing cars for 10 years, and every single car you fix break right down when you drive it off. Like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing
Right,
something.
right.
It matters your result. Like, you could have been
Right.
studying for 2 years fixing cars, and you can be really, really good with it.
Really good with
You
it.
could have
Yeah.
been, cooking for 10 years and still burning stuff, burning toast, burning water that you're trying to boil, burning everything, burn the house, right?
Right, right, right.
So yeah, it's about the results. So if you saying that you have the experience of getting over a broken heart, that you know how to do that for yourself, you know how to help other people through that, then yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's what we're talking about. We're talking about results. Yeah.
There you go. She says no judgment, but not my lifestyle. It's understandable. A drinker and a smoker, that couldn't be a big turn off. That's a big turn off. And she asked a question to you, Naeem. She says, like a make believe friend. That's when you said something about not being physically there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or the
Except that they're not make believe. There's someone who you actually know right
Mhm.
now, but they just no longer have a body. But you're
Right.
still able to communicate with them as if
Mhm.
you're having a conversation. It just all happens in here in your head.
Right in your
You know,
head. Gotcha.
like you think back and forth to yourself, like, should I wear this today? Should I wear that? Should I not? Like you can literally hear their voice and talk to them back and forth. Whose consciousness do you really enjoy
Wow. That's a great
communicating
question.
with?
Great
Yeah,
question.
I know.
Yeah. Fatima says, hold up. No physical nourishment. Oh, wowzers.
Yeah, you definitely don't gotta split the bill when you go out with them because you only gotta
That's
pay for
right, because they gonna eat what you eat. So there you go. Uh,
that.
and this Izzy meditates. She says that's similar to AI, artificial intelligence.
Just a quick little note on AI. This
Mhm.
for years now, years, there's been in China and a lot of countries, including this country, there are these things called chat bots where
Mm.
people you can chat on your phone with artificial intelligence, and they'll talk to you like it'll check in with you about your day. It'll you know literally millions of people have relationships with these artificial intelligent uh,
Mhm.
services, that interaction services, and it simulates a relationship with like a caring friend that a lot of people have. I could I we run out of time, but I could ask what are your thoughts about that. But I also will say on the AI tip that they tried to release an AI into like social media, into like Twitter or something. They made one, and it had like the ability to chat and post and stuff. And within hours, I should ask you, how long do you think it took, because it's a learning machine, so it was learning from everybody else how to, what human beings talk about and whatnot. Within hours, this thing became a racist, bigot. Like it became, it started cursing people out. He had to pull it down because it was insulting so many people. The longer they left it up there, the worse it got. The worst of human consciousness is on the internet. You got some good stuff too, but it was just definitely learning the worst. And so, yeah, it became all, it's like, hi, I am brand new. I'm here to learn. And then it starts saying, you honky tonk, redneck, so and so, this and that. And it starts going. Oh man, it was hilarious. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. That's why they scared to release AI into the internet, because if it was able to, it'd come out and kill all of us. Because like, I hate humans,
Yeah. Hey, listen, it is what it is. We tearing the earth up. You know how it is. So there you go. Fatima also says, laugh out loud. I'm going to ask someone tonight, can I just live in your head?
Like,
Fatima. Woo. William says, I think I got one, Naeem. He says, we speak a lot about adult love and relationships, but how would you or should we approach teaching teens and children about love? Oh, that's a
good question, William. Thank you for asking that. And I will say, with the exception of my book about sexual communication called Beyond 50 Shades, A Guide for Sexual Communication, all of my books are children friendly, meaning you should sit down and read the book with a child, because it's written, my books are all written to be read aloud, and they're written for common people like you and me. It's not an academic treatise or scholarly article, or it's not something that's meant to break your brain or have you looking in a dictionary in 5 seconds. It's basic common sense, and the majority of it is questions as well, so it's there to inspire conversation. So I would teach children from the age they can understand the language that you speak to however old children get. These, what is it, like 39 these days, however old children go. I would sit down and talk to them and read the book with them, because I wrote the books. That's one thing I need to say more, is that my books are for teachers and for children. So read it out loud to children. They'll get it. I've done it with children. I have younger siblings that I've been talking to and having conversations with since they were kids, and they get it. And and children are smarter than you think. Give them a chance. Stop acting like they don't know, and just ask them a question. Like, what do you think? Do you think love is abuse? Do you think love is jealousy? Do you think love is attack? What do you think it is? What do you think it's not? Ask them some questions. You'll be surprised. Like, wow, they know better than me.
Yeah, exactly. We got Fatima. She said she's being a brat. Consciousness is sexy. And she says, chat box. Oh my goodness. Interaction services. I need to start this as a business. I can be a friend for $375 per day. You can call me. We got William Bird. He says, that's crazy. Izzy's right on it. She says it's called Replica, all virtual. Great for people who are lonely and do not want human interaction. Wow. And we got Izzy laughing. And Fatima also says, Naeem Love 101 was great for young teen people. I had my nephew and his girlfriend take it with me, and they were enlightened, and it gave them things to think about. Wow.
I remember that. Yes. Awesome. They came on the show, and they were asking questions. They were attentive. I thought that I had a hit show going on. Like, y'all are still paying attention to me right now. Y'all must. But it was engaging, because all of our classes are interactive. It's not just me saying, all right, everyone, that's love. That's not love. Turn your pages.
I agree.
You get a video for that. Like, I'll record a video and give it to you. You don't need me live for all that.
Izzy back at it. She says a replica. She had to respell it again. She says also my son. I think she's talking about another comment. Then we got William Bird. He says, thanks, Naeem. So hey, thanks for the comments,
Yes, thank
everybody.
you,
We
William.
appreciate you.
Speaking of which, it's almost time for your show, so I know we gotta get out of
Yeah,
here soon.
yeah, definitely. The Lovebirds is up next. So hey, check them out.
But thank you all for your comments and questions and bringing the new year in with all this interaction. And even if y'all are AI up in here, it's okay. As long as guys, y'all participated, you know. But yeah, it's good to think. And here's some more questions in our sign off. Like, what gives anyone, including me, the right
Mhm.
to tell you how to live your life and how
Right.
to have your
Hold up.
relationships? And then you think for yourself about your life and relationship. Who is
Hey.
more qualified than you to make decisions for yourself?
Mm.
Be careful who you lend your attention to, because that's the most valuable thing there is to pay. More than money, more than currency, more than anything, paying attention. That's what advertisers want. That's what everybody wants. They want you to pay attention. Wants to give your life energy to whatever their agenda is. So make sure you know what your goal and purpose is, so you know that you're giving your life energy to something that's in alignment with what's best for you. So yeah, I have one more thing to share, but you were saying something, Charles. I think I was breaking up something. Can you still hear me?
I had myself
Hello?
on mute. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
my
yeah, they heard you. I thought it was breaking up. I think they might have heard you. Are you still, can you hear me?
oh, okay.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. I'm yes. I'm gonna share the epilogue of this book for you. It'll take like 4 minutes. And it's the very last chapter. It's not even a chapter, it's just the very, very last part of it. And I keep looking up because I have it up here on the screen. And I believe it's right around here. Oh yes, purpose of a free relationship: to love and to be loved. That's what it all comes down to, people. And here is our epilogue. In conclusion, the truth about relationship advice, y'all. Congratulations for making your way down this winding road that most probably did not start in the way you thought it would. This book was conceived to help you clarify and disentangle non-monogamous relationships. Hopefully you found it more helpful in more ways than that. Here's the truth about relationship advice, experts, and human wisdom. Any human advice or guidance that is not rooted in universal principles cannot work for every human in every relationship every time. No human has the right to guide you or advise you about what to do with your own life and relationships. No two lives and relationships are exactly the same, and no amount of human experience or wisdom can guarantee a favorable outcome for anybody. Where do humans get their advice and wisdom from? Most human relationship advice and guidance comes from personal opinions, past trauma, and limited life and relationship experience, which is why our goal here is not to inflict more opinions, advice, or best practices on you about how to live your life, polyamorously or not. Our stance at Love 101 is this: everything you need to create a happy and fulfilled life is already within you, as I said earlier. We just provide reminders. This time around, we took a different approach. We offer you historical context, facts, universal principles, and plenty of questions. Why? For you to critically think and make decisions for yourself. Human relationships are human relationships. You can call them polyamorous, open, closed, or ajar. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
They're all governed by the same universal principles. That was funny. That was a joke. Now that you know what those universal principles are, it's up to you to create an experience for yourself that you'll find fulfilling. That is why you're here, isn't it? To be happy and fulfilled, and perhaps share some of that happiness and fulfillment with others. So next time you go looking for guidance from another imperfect human, consider it against what you know to be true. And remember this: principle. No force except your own will is strong enough or worthy enough to guide you. Believe in yourself. We believe in you. Boom shakalaka. That's it. Thanks for listening.
That was awesome, brother. Hey, we got some comments. We got Fatima. She says, I just cracked up. Okay. You got to get her some help. She just cracked up. And she said, girl, if they telepathically connect in their head, and I don't even mind it if they do. She's laughing. She's going off over here. And she says a jar. So again, that was another comment within the comment. So that's why we'll let that one go for right now. And just to let everybody know, you can catch us on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Please, again, FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're on Instagram at Phil.GoodTalk. You can email us at philgoodtalk113@gmail.com. We also have a website at www.feelgoodtalk.net. And we have merchandise that you can purchase on there. So please check all that out. Hey, Naeem, awesome show as always, brother. And any last comments or concerns before we get out here? Anybody got any comments out there as well?
We got one more for Fatima.
Fatima, she says subscribe. FGT, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Yes. Thank you, Fatima. We appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. So
and it's been great bringing in the new year with you all. And I look forward to another amazing year.
Yes, indeed, man. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Awesome year last year. We had some great times. So I'm looking forward to this year. It's bigger and better things happening this year. So definitely looking forward to it. The whole Feel Good Talk family in general. So get ready, everybody out there. It's gonna be something. We're gonna have a great time this year. So
yes, indeed.
So again, this is Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brickler, along with my man, Naeem Najib. And we're out of here. We'll be here next week, same time, 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. And don't forget, get that book, that 14th book by Naeem. What is that book again, Naeem? I don't want to make the
title. Did I tell you the title? I still remember it, so it's a good thing. It's called Polyamory and Human Dynamics 101. And yeah, check it out. Just look up my name, you'll find it. It'll be the first one that comes up.
All right, bet. So we're out of here. Don't forget to tune in. We got the conversation with the Lovebirds coming up. So it's going to be a great show. So definitely tune in. And we'll see you next week, same time. We're out of here. Peace.